let's shift a little bit here to the big news in U.S. politics today, which is the Supreme Court ruling upholding, some key parts of the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. There were some concerns that if it were rejected, if the law was thrown out of that portion, it would create a bit of chaos here in Wisconsin. Can you talk a little bit, Dan, about what the reaction is?
Walker had said that there would be 184,000 people in the state who would be removed from the program, and that something would need to be done. So, so you're not going to be dealing with all of those problems of what do you do with that 184,000, whether it's Badger Care or expansion of Medicaid or what you were going to do. Instead, the debate shifts, and you'll hear more from Walker and Paul Ryan as to what they think need to be done. And it's simple. They're going to say you need to repeal Obamacare and replace it with something else. That's where the debate's going to shift now.
So, Patrick, is this in a sense a benefit to the governor, at least that he doesn't have this chaotic issue on his plate as he's running for president? I know he doesn't want Obamacare to exist, but in the short term, is this a sort of a benefit to him?
Yeah, this would have added a new layer of complexity to the budget because, of course, there's this separate issue with Obamacare of the federal money that the state has rejected, and I think that would reopen that debate about, are we going to set up our own exchange? Are we going to accept the Medicaid money? Walker has said no. Legislative leaders have said no. Now they can sort of put that issue behind them. So yeah, it's a benefit in that it does not complicate things even further. It's a setback in the long-term goal of overturning Obamacare. Now the advocates for Obamacare can say it's been upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court twice, and that those who are opposed to it have to just come to reconcile and live with it.
Do you see this, Dan, Obamacare being becoming a big issue in the presidential race next year? Is that one reason for Walker's stance of not accepting any money?
It's going to be an issue in the Republican primary primarily, and so everyone will try to speak out more sharply and more critically of Obamacare during the debates and all of that. But there's not a great deal to distinguish the Republicans on that issue. So in the general election, of course, assuming Hillary Clinton wins, she'll be supportive of Obamacare. If Walker would make it that far, there'll be a clear distinction between the two. It's also interesting to look into the Supreme Court. It looks like Justice Roberts has decided that there are a couple issues that he's going to focus on: racial preferences, Voting Rights Act, and that sort of stuff. But these other issues, he's going to affirm and stay with the majority on.